everyone, we're the Bearded Bastards with the Villain's Man, bringing you our 5th edition game of Dungeons & Dragons: The Ancient World Reborn. I'm your DM, JVD.
Hey guys, I'm Evan the Great from the Villain's Man. I play your Elven Bard / Paladin Luta Silverstring. We did a whole lot of talking, and we're about to do a whole lot of something. And remember, you can catch us at Cape Comic-Con. I'm going to do that till the Cape.
Hey, I'm the Bearded Wonder with the Villain's Man, and I'm playing Vesper North, the Moon Elf Rogue.
I am Smiley with the Villain's Man, playing Order the White Hammer. And this is an episode of Luta.
But you get to give the recap on the last episode.
We spoke to the council on behalf of Dick Zalto. They agreed to allow Zalto onto the council, but not the primordial. We were then besieged by a person whom I don't remember their name.
It's an Elven person that's the
Silver
right
hand.
hand man of the Silver.
No one asked.
But it's Silverhand.
Yeah, Silverhand is
Council, right?
Like, that was a Silverhand. No one asked her name.
But, and we were each given a task. Well, me and Luda was given a task. The Vespers had given some family time. This is what we were led to believe. I'll check in on you later.
I won't be there.
With Cindy.
Oh, okay.
So, give me just a second here, guys. Trying to figure out something real quick.
He's rolling my death saves.
Yeah, I'm rolling your death saves. That's what I'm doing. We are completely
Just in case.
correct.
For later.
If you die, I will kill you.
No, man, I got 15 for you there.
I'd rather die.
I work
If
okay.
I vilify you, then
So Luda, you, Orin, and this mysterious elf leave the room. You leave the building. Orin heads to the north, and she says, "We must go east." You head to the east gate out of Waterdeep.
I asked her, who are you to the Silver Hand?
She says, Aaliyah.
Okay.
She's like, I'm a very close advocate for her. We're close friends. We've known each other for a long time.
I did see her in the council, right?
Yes, you did see her there. She was there with right beside Neverwinter.
She an elf?
Never remember. Yes, she's an elf.
Okay.
She wears a very nice silver gown, silver rings. I mean, she's just like Lady Silverhand. It's all silver. She says, she's like, I hope you're prepared. She's like, a lot weighs on you and Orin.
you were not prepared.
No pressure.
I've got myself into trouble and out of trouble before. Multiple times.
Yep, a couple times. You guys leave. You walk to the east gate. You walk right through. You leave. Waterdeep's busy. You're bumping into people, whatnot, and you're trying to do your best to follow her. And she's like as fast as she can. She doesn't have a wagon. She doesn't have any horses or a carriage. You don't see her going for any of this. And she walks right out of East Gate.
I follow her.
She says, come, try to keep up. She's like, we need to hurry.
Cast haste.
Quick.
You're following her. Are you going to ask her? Because, you're going to get about a mile up here just on foot. If you've got anything you're trying to ask her.
I asked her where we're going.
She says, we are going to the Nether Mountains. Do you have, there ain't no local or anything anymore on checks, is there?
It's just history.
Yeah, you roll me a history check if you want.
My history is half my bardic inspiration because it's not a skill plus intelligence. So I have plus
Your
4.
proficiency.
Yeah, proficiency, that's what I meant. So I'd say 4 plus, or yeah, 4 plus.
Damn.
I rolled a nat 20 plus 4, 24.
When she tells you that, you say, whoa, hold up, the Nether Mountains? you just left the Nether Mountains yesterday at Everland. And she's running there on foot.
Wait a minute. Are we going to see Crowlin?
She tells you, no.
We said
I do
yesterday.
not know who you speak of.
That's where it was yesterday. Anyway.
But I'm saying that's how far you know you're
Yeah.
going.
It's literally days upon days upon
Yes, days upon days.
Oh, we're running.
like a month's worth of travel
Yeah.
without being on foot.
Holy crap. I'll tell you, we're going to run the whole way?
She says, no, silly, come on. It's like, that would be foolish. Why would we do that?
Luta would.
Probably would. And she just keeps going. You're about a mile outside this place.
Yeah.
She says, we'll get there in 2 days, I promise.
Today,
Right.
God.
You gonna roll an insight on this or not?
No.
You just willingly, blindly follow this woman.
I'm going to now.
She stops and she's like, all right, we're good. She's like, come over here. And she takes you off the side of the road and you keep traveling off the side of the road. About a good quarter of a mile is where she's going. She's like, come on.
I go.
And you get to a spot, you can tell she's a little paranoid. And she's like looking around.
So what the hell? What are you scared of out here?
Nothing. She's like, I have no reason to be scared.
You're acting it?
No. I just want to make sure no one sees us.
I can turn us invisible.
I don't think that's going to help.
Okay.
She says, I just want to apologize ahead of time.
Stab.
She says, I never meant to scare you when you were with the cloud giant. And she kind of closes her eyes. She turns into this silver light. And the light explodes and she turns into a massive silver dragon.
Oh my God.
And you realize it's the dragon that attacked Zephyros' castle.
Yeah.
And she kind of bows and she said, as I said, I was sorry. I am sorry.
Is that the same dragon the dwarves fought?
The dwarves.
No.
No, this is the dragon that brought the dwarves.
Oh, it brought the dwarves. Yeah. Okay. My bad.
And
I'm putting it all together now.
And you kind of roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah, of course that.
You start running.
That's a 4.
Yeah, you just kind of stumble back over your feet and she says, do not be scared. And then when she raises a giant claw at you, you feel at ease. She says, I mean you no harm, but we need to go. She said, this meeting is just as important as orders. I've already informed King Runor Battlehammer that he is coming.
Where are we going?
She said, to the Nether Mountains. I just
I know.
told you this.
I mean, like, for what? Is what I.
She said, you're summoned to a council.
Okay. This is where the council. Okay. I got a mount. I'm getting on.
She graciously leans down enough and she puts you in her claw and she says, hold on.
Oh, hold on with a smile as big as you ever seen.
And she takes off running and then she leaps into the air.
Oh my God.
And she says, here, so the wind doesn't affect you. And she gently touches you with the claw and then you're racing up and the chill from the wind is in your face and your hair is blown back and you're cold. And as soon as she touches you, it's gone.
Man, this is like the never-ending story.
And I mean, and before you know it, you quickly watch Waterdeep off in the distance fade into a speck.
Oh my God.
The trees look minute to you below as this dragon quickly is flying through the clouds.
So I guess this silver dragon's real name is this girl's name, or has it got a real name?
No, you gonna ask her?
Yeah.
Jesus, God, I would hate pronouncing this.
No, Lord.
She says, my name is Oteriolak Haronos.
I don't even know.
Billy, gotcha.
She said, you can just call me Oteri.
Oh.
She's like, I know dragon names are hard to pronounce in the common tongue. Even it is difficult for elves, but I will not be any disrespected if you just call me Oteri. If you prefer, you can call me Aaliyah, whichever one you prefer. But I warn you, to call me by a human name will not be looked upon greatly where we're going.
I'll call Terry.
She says, relax, please. She's like, 2 days will go by quickly.
I think I know where we're going now, motherfucker.
Where are you going?
I think this is a Council of Dragons.
Maybe you're right. So, you're quickly rushing through the wind. Are you excited? How do you feel?
I am amped out of this world. My whole life, I never thought I'd be riding on a fucking dragon.
Well, it is, and you are as high up as you was on Zephyros's castle. Everything looks small. Like, you're high enough, if you look, you can see stars. Like, the sky is dark above you, and it is bright below you. This is how high up you are. The wind is just blowing in your face, and the ride is very smooth and gentle. Are there any questions you'd like to ask her?
I asked her, how long has she been working with the Silverhand?
She tells you, I have been amongst their family for hundreds of years. They're very dear to me.
Wow.
She says, after the War of the Silver Marches, I allied myself with the Battle Hammers and Gauntlet Grim due to my kind that had aided them. You will meet one of them.
I heard of the Silver Marshes.
This is the war that
Yeah, I tell her because
he was in.
Curlin told me about it. The Harper agent.
She says, yes, it is what brought the Lord's Alliance together for the most part.
He also said several of the Lord's Alliance did not help them.
She says, many towns did not, for they were filther of the trick. The orcs had the dwarves at a choke point, and basically they had tried to starve them out. If it wasn't for great King Brunor Battlehammer, the orcs would be no more, and your good friend Orin would more likely be dead in a tunnel.
Words probably speak of him before. So yeah.
I don't know, spoke of Bruno.
Oh, never mind. Well, I probably heard it. I'm Bart. I say, if legend, he is a as great as a warrior as a king.
Brunor?
Yeah.
She tells you he is much more. He is kind. He is understanding. If you know anything about Brunor, above all, he is very upset. He is very upset. I can't even talk. I can't even say it, accepting.
Yeah.
When I'm trying to talk of others unlike his kind. She's like, but no one knows a dwarf better than a dwarf. I feel him and your friend Ord will have much in common.
I asked her of, she's a dragon. I asked her, how long have you known about us?
She's like, since you showed up in Waterdeep.
Oh, just now or
No,
the
the
original?
last time.
I told her that we have an ally that's not with us, and I worry that I cannot reach him. He's a frost giant himself, Harshnag.
She's like, I know the Harshnag. She's like, though I've not met him in quite some time. He was well known in the north.
He's good of his kind, like Brunor of the dwarfs.
Unfortunately, the rest of his kind is not like
No, they're not. I'm saying he's good for a giant.
She's like, I believe in due time he will be needed in all of this. She's like, but we have much more important
I
things
know.
to do.
I'm just asking her just stuff that she might know.
So she'll ask you about yourself, your life. She'll make small talk. You got a 2-day flight.
Oh man, I tell her, man, when this started, I just wanted to be like the good person that helped people get the crime off the streets and be a Harper agent at the low end and work my way. It turned into something else. Now I'm blessed with this holy magic that I don't know exactly what it is. It makes me do things differently. I used to, when I have to be strong, I can, and I don't know where that comes from. Maybe you can help me find out.
She said, maybe you're not blessed. Maybe it's destiny.
Could be.
she said, King Brunor at one time never thought he would be doing the things he's done that has affected the North as heavily as it did. And a lot of people don't. Sometimes it's a calling people here, sometimes they don't. She was like, obviously, you've heard yours and you've accepted it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, and accepting it has led you to this point today.
I tell her, or I guess it's a she dragon.
Yeah, it's a she.
I said, I have only met a few dragons so far, and you are the only kind one I have met.
She said, though you will meet those that are on the side of good, not all of them agree that you're coming.
I told her about the other dragons that we've slain, and how vicious they were, and I almost died by one when it bit me.
She tells you,
Several times.
she said, I can promise there will be more of that. She said, but, she said, you will decide if creatures as powerful as them will ally with you. It all hinges on your words tomorrow.
I will speak from the heart.
She said, with the dragons you can't. You need to speak with your mind.
I will speak with my mind.
You chose the wrong motherfucker. You should have took Vesper.
No, Vesper, no.
2 days flies by quickly. You've made small talk and whatnot. Maybe you've talked about Leosin to her whatnot, and she'll talk to you about stuff like that. She'll tell you a little about herself. Then you get some sleep. And this dragon, she continues to fly throughout the night nonstop. And through all of it, despite it being winter, you never feel the bite of cold.
I like this dragon.
You wake up and you see the sun rise. It's probably the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. To watch literally the sun come over a part of the world you never knew existed. Much like when Vesper seen things on Zephyr's ship. You know, you've got to experience the dawn in a completely different way. Maybe in your mind you're thinking, is this how gods experience things?
I'm sure.
To look upon, you know, Toril through the stars, because that's what you're looking at.
It all in.
By the end of the day, after all the small talk, evening is starting to set in, and you fly down to the Nether Mountains. And she says, get some sleep. They'll be here in the morning.
Sleep on her, or
You sleep wherever you want.
well, I don't know if it's like she just landed somewhere, or if
Well,
like
she's landed and
bed or something.
she's turned back to her human form, going, you're just out in the wilderness.
This is going to lay on top of her human form.
Yeah, like you would do like her. No, she's taking her elven form.
But you can still sleep with her.
She tells you it's best that no one sees me in this form. She's like, human eyes have not seen this area in a very long time. You should feel privileged. And be sure tomorrow that you show that.
I will.
My kind are not elves, dwarves, humans. They're not like you. If anything, dragons demand respect. Whether you give it willingly or fearfully. Remember that. She's like, yeah, I cannot stress such a thing enough. To you, you are nothing to them. You do not matter. And you need to show them that you do. So she'll build a fire just with a wave of her hand.
Yeah.
You guys, you get some sleep. The dawn comes, and you're kind of looking around, you're waiting on these dragons, and you're kind of looking around, and you look at the sun, and to you, it seems like the sun moves. As you're looking at it, you're kind of shielding your eyes from the dawn, and it literally looks like the sun is like bouncing. And then you get a really good look at it, and this gold dragon almost is bigger than old Terry comes flying. and it holds itself up and it gently lowers itself on the stone around you.
I am scared shitless, so I gotta roll. We'll save.
Rolling. As you do, little Terry, she takes her dragon form.
8.
Unlike her, he does not tell you to not be fearful of him. And when you look at him, you can tell that he is already thinking that he does not like you.
I bowed on one knee.
You do that?
Yes.
In common, he tells you as you should. You speak Draconic?
Yes.
He's not aware of such a thing, and he tells Terry, an elf, you had to bring an elf. This dragon's male.
Yeah.
And she says, just listen to what she has to say. I think you'll be surprised. And he said, an elf's never surprised me.
I kind of worry a little bit.
Another dragon lands. It's a bit smaller than them. It's a copper dragon. And in Draconic, she says, elves will surprise you. She says, them, dwarven kind, have always surprised me as long as I've known them. And this is all in Draconic.
I remain in a no position.
This copper dragon, you can tell what's a spot. She said, there's no need with that with me. She's like, I look forward to this.
I kind of take my head.
Before it, another bronze dragon shows up, and they do not say much of anything. They just kind of look at you curiously. The last dragon shows up, but it doesn't land. You see an orb of looks like molten silver pops into existence, and it steps out.
Oh Lord.
Yes, this is another brash dragon. Now the first one was a copper dragon. That's not bad. And when it steps through, it wears a medallion on its neck, and it's huge. And it might be the size of this brash dragon. And the symbol on it is something you've rarely seen from Ord. The symbol of Ogma.
Thanks, bro. He literally hits almost all his thunder cannons and on his gauntlet.
Have you told me about it? You told me about it a little bit one day. So hopefully it helps me
A lot
out.
of knowledge, invention, music, bards.
I'll use all this.
But this one doesn't say nothing. It doesn't look at you curiously. It just, when it goes, it sits on its hind legs and it puts its legs in front and it stands up straight and it looks intently. Not at anybody, it just does. This gold dragon, he says, elf, who are you?
First off, I'd like to thank you for letting me be in your presence. It is an honor to be in such presence of such beings as yourself. My name is Luta Silverstring. I am a Harper agent and I belong to the Greensfield Company. My destiny is to stop the rise of Tiamat.
As you say this, he kind of leans real close to your face, and you're still scared.
Yes, I'm scared.
He takes a big breath in like he's smelling you. He looks at Alteri, says, this one's not very experienced. She's young. You may be a fool for bringing her. Alteri, she shakes her head. She's like, no, I have faith in this one. And this gold dragon just looks at her skeptically. The copper dragon, the one that was very friendly to you, just kind of shakes her head in disbelief. The other two remain silent. He says, so you wish to prevent Tiamat from ruling all of Toril, much like ourselves.
Yes.
And he says, and how do you plan to go about such a thing?
For I'm small in size, but I believe I am smart enough to figure out you need knowledge to combat something that you can't physically fight. And I'm here to bring and seek all knowledge to everybody of what I've seen and what I know, and that will always help us in the end.
He says, wise words, but I think I speak for everyone here to a degree that your kind has never shown such great knowledge, not compared to us worms. For we are forever, and your lives are small.
They are.
Said, so please, grace me with knowledge.
See, those who accompany me daily, they're not like themselves or their race. The Lord, he is very different from other dwarfs, but he is very protective of us, and he shows great friendship on day in and day out. Vesper has a great rage inside her, but she also has friendship and loyalty. Those two words I will say a lot.
The bronze dragon, when you mention words, she looks at you in disgust.
Don't know why.
Just go ahead.
I say together,
He's racist.
we watch what evil can do to a village. That's what brought us together. This dragon took his people, innocents, burned a town to the ground in ashes. That's where we started our quest, but I was weak then. I'm still weak now, but I've gained a lot of strength. And it led us to dark places in the world where we probably shouldn't have been, but I never turned back. I wanted to learn more and more to learn how to stop it. So the knowledge that I can give you is we've hunted the cult of the dragon. We've learned of their worm seekers. We even destroyed one of them.
Speakers.
She called herself
Razmir.
Razmir. Very evil. She bent our blade, and she perished. She carried a piece of crown that...
Silence! What does any of this matter? This is small things. We're worried about Tiamat. None of this matters. What does this get us anywhere? Said, you speak of dark places. Do you know what you've done to our kind? Said, do you know that you elves created something that made us nothing more than mindless beasts? Caused us to kill innocents just to be rid of us?
Those elves are not me. I am different.
Says, prove it to me.
I will go to the end of the world to gather the piece I was going to tell you about. This crown that they're going to use to summon Tiamat. I have almost been there and took it. We need that crown. If we can get it, Tiamat will not rise. And the worm seekers know where it's at.
He looks at it, kind of looks around. He says, I'm royalty among dragons,
Yes.
specifically of my kind. I was once a king of justice, until you elves took that from me, caused me to go off my path and not protect those who I deemed worthy, caused me to kill people that I cared about. Do you know of the time? Do you know of the rage of dragons?
I don't think so.
It's way before your time.
Yeah, I tell you, that's before my time. I'm sorry. Most of my people can be very cruel.
You say that, he takes his claw and he taps his chin. He rubs his golden whiskers. He says, you apologize for all of them.
I do. And I also know it's my destiny to possibly be the one elf to change that from here on out. Maybe that's why I'm here.
When you say that, he kind of looks at you skeptically, maybe a little curiously. Roll me a persuasion.
I got pretty good. 6. No, nope. Use my inspiration. So that's a 6. That's a bit 8, but. Alright. Oh, same thing!
You out of inspirations?
Yeah.
Anybody care to lend me one if they want to? You only got like, what, 10?
Maybe it's a different D20.
That was bad.
Yeah, he told you not to use that blue one.
Come on.
Green. That's a 14. I think it's high as it's gonna get.
What do you got all together?
What?
What do you got all together?
The 14, 8 plus 6. 14.
14. He says, apology from you will not undo what I have done. It will not regain me my honor. So I will not join you. This copper dragon speaks up. She says, that is very unfair. She had no part in that. You cannot hold that against her. She's like, we have heard of you. I have heard of Greensfield Company. I know what you've done. You're attempting to do the right thing while everybody else squabbles amongst themselves.
They care for themselves, we care for others.
She tells the gold dragon, Protanther, those are the people you should worry about. He says, even more of a reason not to join them. She says, maybe. But if one person can unite them, would you follow them? And he kind of mules over it for a little while and he says, possibly. She looks at you and says, tell me, Luta, why should I give you my aid?
See, without the aid of some being that I can trust, I'd rather have the aid of good aligned dragons than a fire giant who could turn on everybody is the first thing. But
You notice that gets a grimace from every one of them, except for the brash dragon who wears the empty scroll.
I tell them, my goal in life has definitely changed to where I only care for those people that I can protect, and I seek to do that. For what lies in front of me, I cannot do it by myself. I need powerful allies. Destiny itself has driven me in the company of some of the most powerful beings that stand forth in front of me right now. As a loyal member of the Greenfield Company, we all seek to protect the innocent so that they have time to grow and change. This world will not get better if I do not have the friends like you, or unless you guys become my friends and help us be allies, nonetheless. We have faced several dragons so far, and they're evil beings of great power. We need a good aligned dragon to maybe help us fight these things because we cannot do it alone. And I feel that with me, not only do you get an elf that you may not like, but you get a person of pure soul and intelligence that goes with that.
She can only help but smile as you speak. And those Altarians, you see her claw sit beside you, and you look up to her, and she nods her head yes. Roll me another persuasion.
Roll the orange one. Roll it. Just roll it. Go with it.
Sometimes it rolls 20.
It only has two sides.
14, again.
Not every dragon is as hard as
Yeah.
persuade as everyone. She tells you very well. She says, if I can offer my aid to my kind, will you do something for me?
If you or any of your friends help me.
She says, no, this is me,
Oh, okay, well
my kind.
Yes.
I cannot speak for everyone here.
I will do whatever is needed, as long as it does not have anything to do with hurting people.
I would never ask of such a
I'm
thing.
just letting her know I'm all about protection.
She said, and that is fine. And that's what I do understand about Protanther being a king of justice, one who seeks to protect. He should be ashamed of himself, and he growls. She said, something was stolen from me that I took from the cult a long time ago. If you can bring this, or promise to bring this to me, once found, I will join you.
This is the copper giant?
Yes, this
Or
is
copper dragon?
Tazmikella. Tazmikella. If you've read anything of Idrit's books, this dragon has been around in those quite a bit.
Wants us to return.
She said, I look for a sword, an ebon sword, that belonged to the cult that I had a long time ago. It was taken from me, and I wish to have it back. You probably should look over across the table.
Hold on.
Too bad
It's
someone's
kind of
not,
a-
so too bad someone's not
it's
here to
kind of
give
a
his
good
parents.
Mazonder has.
I look at her and I said, but I don't know exactly how big it is. You big, blade like that, black?
She says, you have seen it.
Our paladin of Torm carried it. He's part of the Greensfield Company.
I should tell you, so you can return this sword to me.
I know where it's at. He carries it. Did I know he gave it to the mom?
I don't think anybody
He
does.
Okay.
didn't have it whenever we talked to him again, but he
I know
also
who had it
He
last.
had it in his bag of
I
holding.
said Roland had
Yeah,
it,
I
and
think
he
he was here at dinner.
Yeah.
I tell him that he was with us at the council that we was at. If I could find him in the city, he said he'll be there. Waterdeep. It's in Waterdeep. I tell you, it's in Waterdeep.
She said, then you have my allegiance.
I'm searching for this sword.
you can ask us in the city. But
The bronze dragon speaks up. Says, you have spoke much of good and evil. He tells you, do you believe that you need the protection of dragonkind?
Not only do I need to protect, well, not only do I believe that I need the protection, I know that all race needs protection of dragonkind and what's to come.
He says, I believe all races should be shown Bahamut's righteous way of living rather than be ignored and treated like squabbling children. He said, this Lord's alliance, they squabble amongst each other.
I do.
Why?
I think that they are a bunch of people who mostly care for themselves. A few do not. And I think that's the problem. They all cannot get on the same page. They all don't understand that protecting life itself is the most important part of what we're trying to do here.
You say this, but throughout the ages, you small folk have hunted our kind, regardless of what side of the balance we're on.
Yeah.
He says, the dwarves used to go on hunts called dragon moots, slaying us, those who mean them no harm. He said, how do we know the people of the realms will not hunt us if Tiamat rises and we put a stop to her? How do we know that you people of the world will not see us as no different as our evil brethren?
Say, your kind in general are feared by many people. They think dragon, they think destruction and death, which in most cases it is. I think that has led others to believe that there is no good dragons. I will spread the word that there are good dragons. There are dragons that will help us. They're all not evil in nature. And if I gain any power in the future over this council, it will be written law that there be no such hunting of your kind. If there is, punishment.
Says, you say such a thing, but dwarves are a stubborn race.
They are.
That is proven throughout history. When many errors came and wanted peace for the orcs, all of the north did not want war, but the dwarves would not have it. And now you speak of peace. No one wants war. Can you make the dwarves see things this way?
I will give all that I have in order to do so. But like you say, dwarfs are very stubborn.
He says they are.
But I have seen dwarfs turn. Even though being stubborn, they still protect me at all costs, as Brunor does for his people.
You say this.
There are some good ones.
You say this. The brash dragon finally says something. He says, the dwarf does not protect you because that is what he is. He protects you because Ogma asked of it.
Oh, he's the one that has the symbol of Ogma and all that.
And how many times has Ori told you that Ogma believes in protecting bards?
He does. Does that all the time.
He says, if you can get a king of dwarven kind to apologize for slaying my kin in the past and bring me a suit made of bronze scales, he said, you will have my allegiance.
No way, look at me, I've done all this shit.
Because you're a dwarf. I mean, look at you, that's probably best that you weren't here for this.
Yeah.
So, this is the bronze ring, right? Also Ogma. He needs...
Profanther, he kind of speaks up and says, this is foolish. Smaller races have always been foolish. They will turn on us. He said, they always have. Well, Terry, she speaks up and says, this time is different. She said, I can feel it. And Tasma, Kella, she speaks up. She said, yes. She's like, this is different. I can feel it. It is in the air. She said, we will be united with the small folk. You just have to accept it. He says, no, I have no reason to. You know what they did to us. We killed each other. We killed those that did not deserve it. All due to elven magic. I cannot trust the elf.
Say, I'm sorry that what happened, and you can't forget that, and you just can't see that I'm different. I can't turn back time, or I would.
Roll me in persuasion.
Damn it. 12?
Mmm.
I ain't rolled over an 8 on any of these.
Inspiration?
I'm going to need it.
Well, it's now or never.
You pick the dice I roll if you give me inspiration.
No, you pick what you roll whatever dice you want, man.
Okay, last chance on this one, Evan. Here you go.
I go with the orange.
Go with the orange. Go with the orange.
Orange has helped me.
I don't want to roll.
Has cursed me. He's with me. Oh, you don't look. Don't look.
What'd you roll?
10.
Oh my God.
A 10 to...
That'd been better.
Oh, damn it.
Okay,
Oh, no.
you gonna give up this last inspiration?
I'm going to need it.
You think that?
I fairly well much know that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'll give it.
You gotta save it. I mean. Oh boy.
I feel like an asshole for not giving it to you.
It's fine.
Sorry, bro.
The brass dragon speaks up. He says, this bronze dragon, he says, I'm sorry, but I do not feel that your heart is in it. I feel that I cannot trust you. I side with Profanther. Brass dragon speaks up. He says, he looks at the other dragons. He says, you do realize there is good and evil in all races. We should know such a thing. Is that not why we're here together? And they all kind of look at each other and they all kind of shake their head. And he says, smaller folk, whether it be elves, and he motions you, he said, whether it be dwarves, whether it be humans, they have done wrong. But our kind, we are just as guilty in other situations. We have not retaliated instead of coming to them in peace for things they have done. And such can be said of them. He said, I would much like to give you my aid, to have my kind at your back. He said, but I need to know if you can be a worthy ambassador for us. Can I trust you to lead Dragonkind?
Lead. Yes. Ambassador, I can do. Talk for Dragonkind, I can.
He says, to trust you, what can you do for me?
Whatever it is that you seek, I shall try to make it happen.
He says, the council, the Swords of Alliance, is aware of the mask. I require all the dragon mask. That is what's needed to keep Tiamat from rising. I will keep them well protected, for they will not be on this plane of existence.
This is a brass dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Desert dragon.
Said, I will take them to a plane where the cult cannot follow. He said, I understand retrieving all 5 may be impossible, but as long as I have one, Tiamat cannot rise. Can I trust you to do this?
Yes. If I get my hand on this mask, it is yours.
Roll me a persuasion.
I got nothing else to give you, buddy. Quit touching this dice.
This one ain't much better.
It is paint. It's a lot better.
What'd you get?
10?
That one says like 21. But
That was good.
You got a 10? You're lucky this is one of the easier ones to persuade. He tells you, I believe you. We know you have know of the mask. And you do know that they easily disappear once their wearer is gone. Be wary of such a thing.
2 non-lethal damage.
Permanther speaks up. He says, this is all foolish. She's like, she barely can speak. She barely can relate to us. Why trust her?
Just grab one of mine.
Bronze dragon. No, the brass dragon.
Draconic.
Tasmakella and Oteri, they look at you for a response.
Response to him saying, I can't be trusted again?
Speaking draconic.
They're all speaking Draconic. I assumed to
Oh.
show them respect,
Oh, I
she would
know
have been
she would've
speaking.
been. Yeah, okay.
You know,
Surprised you now.
that's why I said, they're speaking in a Draconic.
I tell him, if you've not ever trusted somebody that you thought could not do it and it happens, that's called hope. It gives people something to wish for. There's a lot of people that want the Greensville Company to achieve in their goal. All those people, I do it for them. I don't do it for myself. You should have no reason not to trust me just because I'm an elf. It ain't about the elf. It's about what the person does. I am a person of honor, and I am a person of trust, and if you wish not to aid me, I will not hold that against you, but if you wish to aid me, you have a companion that will never lie to you, and I'll always have your back.
Roll me persuasion. Boy, you need this.
Oh my God. It's 25.
Well, on the very hard difficulty, the DC is a 25.
It's a 90.
Barely
What's this? Woo!
Go
I
mental
used your
die.
damn hell die.
He says, "You're right. I must confess that what I had seen in my dreams, I did not believe." Let's see.
He's a gold dragon, right?
Yeah, he's the Gold Dragon. He used to be a king of justice, a royal title amongst the gold dragons.
What's his name?
Pro-Tanther. Pro-Tanther.
Oh, Tanther.
He says,
Wow.
says, Bahamut has been speaking to me of one who would speak to the small folk, and that we were to listen. They were chosen by him. Did not believe such a frail thing like you would be the one. We've been watching Ward's Alliance, and we thought that it would be the one allied with Bahamut, the Knight of Torm, and we were wrong, and I judged you by such things, and I apologize. He says, but Tiamat needs to die. And Bahamut trusts you, has been looking over you. You're the one he has spoke of. And he says, and he comes and he bears a gift. And this ray of light shines down from the sun. And before you, a shield lays at your feet.
It's covered in tears.
And upon it is a symbol of Bahamut.
You cannot
And
see.
he says, this shield will protect you. No, you don't understand why he's looking. Flip it over.
Oh, my bad. I was done with the artwork. Oh.
Tells you, this is the shield of the North Wind. I think it says it right there. You don't have to write it down.
Okay.
He says,
I'll carry this.
a
everywhere.
gift from Bahamut to aid against the cult of the dragon. He believes in you, puts his faith in you. Do not disappoint us and bring the Lord's Alliance together as one.